Good afternoon. This is Jaquan Hamilton with my last Coursera event assignment. It's been a pleasure to do these. Some of these have really sucked and some have actually been informative. But I'm going to try my best to give the best example I possibly can. One of my assignments is to compare my synthesizer compared to the one that was used in the assignment. My DAW's FL Studio and the synthesizer I use in a program called Nexus, and I just picked the basic grand piano to explain what it does and how it differs from the one shown. Now the one shown was very basic, but it did show oscillator control, frequency control, amplification. You can control that. It also showed the spectrum analysis and other variations. It's pretty cool stuff to use. The one that I have, Nexus, is a little different. I have a built-in filter modifier. It's actually easily accessible on the front of the mod, so I can turn it on and off as I wish. I can use the envelope, the cutoff. I can adjust the cutoff how I want for the instrument. I'll change that a little bit. If you go all the way to the left and cut it off, you hear nothing, but I'll bring it up slightly at negative 79. And that filter modifier is actually working to its extent, reducing the sound. Let me bring it all the way back so I can. There we go. Alright, so that's the filter modifier. The amplification modifier, the spike option I don't use as much, but we're going to try it. It really brings the sound up to the screeching halt sound, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I never use the spike option. I can adjust the amplification as I go, but I never really use the spike option like that. Now spread is a different story. I'll play the note without spread, and I'll increase it. I'm not sure if you caught that, but it's pinging off of the left side and the right side of my speakers, and it's spreading the sound, the signal into going left. It's like a ping pong effect, and if you stare right here at the output, if you look at the left or the right side first, one of these will be more elevated than the other. So it's separating the sound and actually spreading the sound through amplification. It's a pretty cool thing to use. You know how pan works, panning it left, right. In each one of these modifiers, I have attack, sustain, release, and decay on each one. I think they're pretty cool to use. I have a master filter, I have a delay, and I have reverb. And if I go in here, it's a frequency analyzer, and you can actually analyze the frequency that you're playing at. I think it's pretty cool, something you could really use. Alright, now I want to go into a little detail with this. Why I choose Nexus, why it's a great plugin, and what it does differently. Let's see. Along the monstrous sounds that I use, the master filter and the delay options, you can click it on. It's very convenient. It's not too much different. It's not different from a lot of plugins that you really use, but it's something that I use. It's easy to control versus me going to my mixer to disable or pull up the plugin that way or turn anything off. It really comes with a lot of options that I don't have to use my mixer for. I have my amplification, I have my filter, I have my master, I have my delay. I don't have to use any of my plugins for delay. I can use it simply in this plugin. I have reverb. I can pick a hall, arena, or a room. Very limited, I'll admit, but you get to tweak exactly how you want it. So let's try the reverb. Let's try the decay and just change it a little bit. Not much of a change there, but let's change the reverb cut. And the reverb starts to just do something very strange. I don't think I have a word for it, but it actually starts to kind of like just cut it like at the bottom, and it has a tendency to like take it away actually from the bottom end. Let's try the high cut. With the high cut, does the same thing. It cuts the highs and the lows cuts the lows. Self-explanatory, of course. Modulation. And I changed the actual room. I put it in a room area instead of a hall. You can hear modulation a little more because the room is actually smaller than the hall, so the sound waves bounce off the wall in the room versus having a gigantic hall. I don't know what the size or dimensions of the halls in the arena. But in a nutshell, this is my plugin. This is what I use mostly. My synthesizer with all my easy, convenient attachments. And the number one thing is be comfortable in the synthesizer that you use. Understand what it does. Understand attack, decay, sustain, release, how you can use it in your musical projects. Understand the filtering process. If something's too loud, how to reduce cutoff. Sometimes the perception of loudness, it could be very loud, and just using that filter cutoff can make things a little different. Amplification, trial and error, as I found out. Reverb is always great on the piano. Delay. Sounds good, like that X-Files song. I don't know, I can't think of the notes to play it right now. I'm rambling. But this is what I use, this is what I do. And thanks again for checking out the class. And great success to all of you in your music journey. And I hope this was informative, as was fun to make. Thanks.